Checking in now with the Director of Athletics here at Liberty University, Jeff Barber, kind enough to take a few moments here for us. A lot going on around Liberty here in the springtime. And, Jeff, we'll start with the baseball team. I know the Flames are facing a very tough schedule here this spring. I've seen some good teams come into the home ballpark here, Virginia, North Carolina. Is that the approach that you like to see the team taking?
You know, I do. I think playing teams like that, it does a couple of things for you. First of all, it's a good recruiting tool. Everybody likes to play against the best, and or they should. And also it gets you prepared for your conference schedule. You know, you want to be ready when you go in to the conference. It's always a delicate balance. You don't want to overdo it and now lose confidence, but you want to have some that gives you a chance to play against some tough competition. So when you get in the league, you're ready.
And it's good to see it. We're able to take advantage of that wonderful facility over there as well with the turf and all the terrible weather that's come through the area. We've been able to get some good teams in here as well. Speaking of facilities, about the softball stadium opening up the other day. Great crowd on hand for the Liberty Softball Classic. What's been the feedback on that so far?
Well, it's been wonderful, Nick. We've had all the coaches that were in the tournament told us that it was the best they've ever seen. We've heard that from a lot of different people, including the U.S. Olympic coaches, as we've talked about before. I think, in my mind, the thing that kind of stood out that I wasn't really expecting, we didn't think about, was the energy in the stadium. You know, when you come to a baseball game, there's great energy and noise, and you hear people talking, and I felt that same thing at the softball. I just never anticipated that or didn't think about that. So even the players talked about it in the post-game press conference after the first one, just how exciting the atmosphere. It's very electric in there, and it just feels really, really special.
Yeah, absolutely. I was very taken aback by the energy there myself on that first day. Talking about energy, the fans certainly brought that to Chapel Hill as well with the NCAA tournament. The Lady Flames, great showing there. Fell by 6 points to North Carolina on their home floor. But what a turnout by the home crowd. I think even though we lost the game, I think we won the cheering section there.
I think we did. It's just it's just a great indication of who Liberty is and the support that our fans and students and alumni give the athletics program. We've heard that from so many places. I remember going to Towson my first year here in football and them exclaiming the number of folks that we don't see this kind of people here. So, you know, we've got a great fan base. It's certainly going to help us as we continue to look towards FBS football, that we are a university that travels well, and it means a lot to the teams too. So it was a great showing for us.
Talk about men's hoops here as well. A lot of folks asking questions about the coaching search, where that is right now. I know with the NCAA tournament, it's a little tricky right now to talk about, but what can you tell us at this point as far as some folks that maybe you've talked to at this point?
Well, I would say we've gotten a lot of great feedback. We've had coaches and one or two that are still coaching right now, and so it's been really fun to see just the interest level in the job. I think it's due. I told President Falwell the other day, I think it's due to the growth of this university over the last 5, 6, 7, 8 years that the reputation of Liberty University is so great out there, and a lot of people, basketball coaches, are seeing the commitment that we have to athletics, and there's a tremendous amount of interest. It's going to be a very tough decision because we've got a number of very highly qualified Christian coaches that want to be here, and so we're hoping we can get this thing done in the next week or two and bring someone here to build the program back up.
It's a good problem to have when you've got a field that deep of great men to lead the program here. So let's talk about football here as well. Southern Illinois added to the schedule. I know we were in a little bit of a bind there trying to find a game at the last second, but you find Southern Illinois, and it means 7 road games this year, but that could challenge the team and make them better for the postseason, couldn't it?
Well, it could, and it's not what you would draw up. It's not ideal to have only 5 home games. We've always shot for 6 and 7 and take 8 if we could get it. But it is what it is, and at this late time of trying to find a game, we didn't want to go down to D2. We know we've made a commitment to stay out of that, and we wanted to keep that, and we're getting a home game out of it, and they've also agreed to play us in basketball. So it's also got that benefit. So we're looking forward to going. They're playing a great conference, arguably the top conference in FCS football, and what we've tried to do is play in different conferences anyway to let people know who we are. And last year we played Indiana State and whatever. So it's a good indicator for the football committee when they're choosing at-large. Of course, we don't play to be an at-large. We play to win the conference and win it outright like this past year. But it's good for us. It'll be a good game. I don't like having 4 on the road. Coach Gill, I want to tip my hat to him. He doesn't want that, was very agreeable and very helpful as we went through this as well. So I think it's going to be a great game for the program, and then we'll get them back here in a few years.
Yeah, good to have that return game coming in 2019, no doubt about that. Real quickly, touch on the success of the tennis teams here. The men still undefeated in Big South play. They got a win over Coastal Carolina, which is always a good thing, at home this past week. And then the Lady Flames have won 7 straight, 14-2 right now. We might well see both of those teams in the NCAA tournament this year.
Well, that would be fine with me. Obviously, the men are having a great year. First time we've ever been 3-0. Excited about where they are. And, of course, Coach Marin's done the same thing. And I think they're 16-2 or 17-2 or something crazy, and great record for them, undefeated, and beat Charleston Southern, who beat, I believe, Winthrop. That was the number one, the preseason number one. So they're both doing a great job, bringing in great kids, and they're playing well, and we're excited for the rest of the year.
Yeah, Coach Johnson and Coach Marin doing a great job there with the tennis programs. Jeff, we appreciate your time.
Thank you very much, Nick.
That's the Director of Athletics, Jeff Barber. My name is Nick Pierce for the Liberty Flames Sports Network.